His name is Zhang Fuping. He happens to be the General Secretary of the Chinese Communist Party cell embedded in ByteDance. And he's standing next to this guy, who is the head of the People's Armed Police Political Work Department of the Chinese Communist Party. This man is the editor-in-chief of ByteDance, and he is a CCP member. So whenever ByteDance says it's not controlled by the CCP, that's false. Secondly, ByteDance says that TikTok user data of Americans is solely in the United States or in Singapore. That's false. Some of this user data is on PRC servers. ByteDance has claimed that they never target any members of the U.S. government, activists, public figures, or journalists. False again. Following reports that ByteDance accessed American data, ByteDance employees accessed the TikTok data of those very journalists to target them. This bill is not a ban, and it's really not about TikTok. This bill is a choice, and it's a choice for ByteDance, as well as any other social media app controlled by a foreign adversary. ByteDance has repeatedly used the TikTok platform in ways that undermine not just American national security, but the interests of its users. Now, let me just walk you through three recent examples of how ByteDance has made false statements with regard to its connections to the Chinese Communist Party and its access to American user data. First of all, let me show you this little picture here. Dusty, could you help us out? Thanks.
I need to have a chart,
I
Raj.
know, right?
You always have a chart.
Okay, this is a picture of the editor-in-chief of ByteDance. His name is Zhang Fuping. He happens to be the General Secretary of the Chinese Communist Party cell embedded in ByteDance. And he's standing next to this guy, who is the head of the People's Armed Police Political Work Department of the Chinese Communist Party. This man is the editor-in-chief of ByteDance, and he is a CCP member. So whenever ByteDance says it's not controlled by the CCP, that's false. Secondly, ByteDance says that TikTok user data of Americans is solely in the United States or in Singapore. That's false. Some of this user data is on PRC servers. On top of that, recently, it was revealed that ByteDance's China-based employees routinely access American user data, regardless of what TikTok wants. Third, ByteDance has claimed that they never target any members of the U.S. government, activists, public figures, or journalists. False again. Following reports that ByteDance accessed American data, ByteDance employees accessed the TikTok data of those very journalists to target them. Can you believe that? Let me just repeat that. ByteDance used the location data of TikTok accounts owned by American journalists to target those very journalists who broke the story. So this bill, again, is not a ban, and it's not really about TikTok. It's a choice. We implore ByteDance to sell TikTok so that its American users can enjoy their dance videos, their bad lip sync, everything else that goes along with TikTok. We ask American users of TikTok to tell ByteDance to sell the platform. And this bill provides that way. Finally, I'll say this also envisions that there are other social media apps that we can't even think about today that might be controlled by a foreign adversary, whether it's in the metaverse or in the current universe, that one day some administration, it could be Republican, Democrat, who knows, what it anticipates or faces that could use this very authority in a way to protect Americans. Thank you.
Right now, as we speak, TikTok is serving a pop-up on phones across America. If you open the app, a pop-up appears saying, enter in your zip code, and then it will call the member of Congress in that zip code in order to intimidate them to not support our bill, which would force a divestiture between TikTok and its parent company, ByteDance. Notably, the pop-up is saying that our effort is an outright ban. That is a lie. That is not what the bill does. So here you have an example of a adversary-controlled application lying to the American people and interfering with the legislative process in Congress. In a weird way, it almost proves the point that we've been making here.
They're using the geolocation of the users in order to be able to identify the member of Congress to call. And this is the type of data, by the way, which ByteDance used from TikTok to target journalists. So this is exactly the problem that we have right now with a foreign adversary-controlled media, social media app. And I think it only highlights the need for this particular bill.
And I should say again, we've been working for months to arrive at a responsible, bipartisan approach, one that allows actually TikTok to survive as long as it breaks up with ByteDance and by extension the CCP. So at a minimum, the company should stop lying about our effort. You have Democrats and Republicans with serious national security concerns trying to legislate this solution to this problem responsibly, and the intimidation tactics, the disinformation has to stop.
I would just ask users to please ask ByteDance to divest TikTok so that your experiences can continue on the app. It's really a choice for ByteDance. And it's a choice about whether or not they are going to allow TikTok to basically ultimately be beholden to the Chinese Communist Party. And we hope that they choose correctly. And I hope that you as users also ask.
And the TikTok app even used sort of through its algorithms and then had like a button there for young people who were using the app to put in their area code, and then it would give them the congressman to call to lobby against this particular legislation, which really shows how this could be used not just for economic benefit for China, but imagine in a case where China wants to invade Taiwan, really could push out information to young people saying it's the United States that's destabilizing the situation. It could really misinform and galvanize support against U.S. interests.
Well, certainly if you look at what they're doing as far as some of the hashtags they have and the things they're doing to mine data, and you look at their unbelievable growth in the last 10 years, I think they came out in 2012, you look at the unbelievable growth that they've had as compared to our domestic companies, and with the power they have. We're not here to try to bring parity between the platforms. What we're saying is if you're going to be an adversarial nation, and it's just one component of the bill, as you're going to talk about today, small component, but it is a data collection device, one of many that they have in our ports and in our electric vehicles that they're putting forth. We're going to do everything to address